Welcome to AWS for Product Teams. In this episode, we'll dive into storage, S3, RDS, and DynamoDB. Choosing the right data store is a critical product decision. We'll explore the 3 core AWS storage archetypes and provide a framework for mapping your product's access patterns to the correct store before writing any code. This program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team.
This episode bridges the perspectives of product management and engineering, covering trade-offs and provisioning decisions. We'll start with the 3 storage archetypes: object storage, relational databases, and key value stores. We'll then discuss key PM trade-offs like latency, cost, and flexibility, followed by a dev deep dive into setup and data modeling. Finally, we'll cover the golden rule of prioritizing access pattern. Every AWS storage service is optimized for a fundamentally different shape of data and a different kind of access. Understanding the archetype helps you match the right tool to the problem, rather than trying to fit the problem to an unsuitable tool. At a glance, Amazon S3 provides infinitely scalable, cheap, flat object storage for files. Amazon RDS is relational, structured for complex queries and data integrity. Amazon DynamoDB is a schemaless key-value store optimized for massive throughput and known access patterns. Choosing the wrong archetype for your access pattern is the biggest mistake you can make. Storage choices are fundamental product decisions, not just engineering details. They set the limits on what your product can achieve and the cost of operation. Latency, cost structure, and future ability to pivot are all consequences of the database you select today. Product managers must own 4 key trade-offs: response time, cost model, flexibility in data shape, and query speed. The 3 core technical trade-offs are latency, cost at scale, and flexibility. DynamoDB offers low latency and high scalability, while RDS offers high flexibility for ad hoc queries, and S3 is extremely cost-effective for storage at rest. To choose the right store, map your top product use cases. For large files like images, S3 object storage is the best fit due to its low cost. For user profiles and transactions, relational RDS provides schema integrity and reporting. For high-throughput lookups like session tokens or IoT data, DynamoDB's key-value architecture offers sub-millisecond reads. A crucial warning: changing your database 6 months after launch is a major product crisis, not a simple refactor. It involves multi-sprint migrations, risks data integrity, and freezes feature development. The right time to choose your storage archetype is before building your first API endpoint. The real cost of a late database switch includes schema migration complexity, introducing migration bugs with every edge case. You also face a feature freeze as engineers focus on data integrity. Finally, there's reputational risk from data loss, downtime, or inconsistency, which damages user trust. Amazon S3 is the backbone of object storage on AWS. It is infinitely scalable, highly durable, and designed for storing any file at any scale. It is not a database, but a flat key-value store, where the value is a binary object, and the key is a path-like string. The core S3 concepts involve buckets as top-level containers, objects as files up to 5 terabytes, and keys as path-like names. S3 is best for static assets, user uploads, backups, and data lakes. It is not designed for frequent small file updates, low latency lookups, or transactional data. S3 pricing is low, but retrieval costs vary by storage class. Proper S3 setup prevents public data exposure. Step 1. Create the bucket with versioning and default server-side encryption. Step 2. Write a least privilege IAM policy granting S3 get object and S3 put object for specific prefixes. Step 3. Use pre-signed URLs for user access to keep the bucket private while granting temporary, specific access. Relational Storage, or Amazon RDS, provides managed database hosting for Postgres, MySQL, and other popular engines. AWS handles OS patching, backups, failover, and replication. However, you retain ownership of your schema, queries, and indexing strategy. RDS is the right choice when you need complex data relationships, ad hoc queries, ACID transactions, and mature ORM support. RDS struggles with extremely high write throughput, highly variable schemas, global low latency reads, and unpredictable traffic spikes. Its sweet spot is user accounts, order history, and CMS content, where data integrity and query flexibility are key. Multi-AZ is the most important production configuration for RDS high availability. It keeps a synchronous standby replica in a separate availability zone, ensuring automatic failover. This process includes configuring the instance, enabling multi-AZ, and hardening access through a private subnet and security group. Multi-AZ is non-negotiable for production, despite a slight cost increase. RDS data modeling requires several considerations. Design for query patterns by adding indexes. Normalize deliberately, but be mindful of complexity. Manage schema migrations in production carefully, using tools like PG_repack. Finally, use RDS proxy or connection poolers to prevent connection exhaustion, especially in Lambda-heavy architectures. Amazon DynamoDB is AWS's fully managed, serverless NoSQL database. It's built for single-digit millisecond performance at any scale, with no instances to provision and no storage limits. This performance comes with a requirement for strict upfront data modeling discipline. DynamoDB achieves speed by using a partition key and an optional sort key to retrieve items. This ensures reads and writes are O1 without full table scans. The key trade-off is that you must know all access patterns beforehand, as ad hoc queries result in expensive, slow scans. The partition key is critical for scaling DynamoDB. A bad key, like status, causes a hot partition, throttling throughput. A good key, like user ID or order ID, is high cardinality and evenly distributes reads and writes. Advanced techniques like write sharding can help distribute writes for global counters. Unlike RDS, DynamoDB requires you to enumerate all access patterns first and design the key structure and global secondary indexes to support them precisely. The slide shows examples, such as using PK and SK for orders for a user, a global secondary index for querying by order ID, and avoiding queries that require a full table scan. DynamoDB offers two capacity modes. On-demand mode is pay-per-request, best for new products or unpredictable traffic. Provisioned mode requires setting read and write capacity units and is cheaper for mature products with stable, predictable loads. However, misconfigured limits in provisioned mode lead to request throttling. For situations where even DynamoDB's low latency isn't enough, or to reduce read pressure on RDS, Amazon Elasticache provides an in-memory caching layer using Redis or Memcached. This sits in front of your primary store, serving hot data from RAM at sub-millisecond speeds. Elasticache fits into the architecture in several ways. It can store session data with TTL for fast authentication, cache the results of expensive database queries, manage leaderboards and counters, and implement API rate limiting using atomic operations. A data model that works well at low scale can fail catastrophically at higher scales. Performance problems compound, leading to exponential cost increases and slower latency. The cost of fixing a deeply embedded wrong model scales significantly with data volume and team size. Recognize data model anti-patterns early. Examples include the God table in RDS with multiple entity types, using DynamoDB like a relational database with scan operations, treating S3 as a database, and using RDS for high-throughput event logging. This matrix helps compare S3, RDS, and DynamoDB. S3 is for files, offers infinite scale, and is cheapest for storage. RDS is for structured, relational data, offers full ACID transactions, and scales vertically. DynamoDB is for flexible JSON data, offers guaranteed sub-10 ms latency, and scales horizontally. The most important data discipline is to map your access patterns first, then pick the right data store. Write down your top 10 read and write operations, noting frequency, latency, and data volume. Choose the database that satisfies your most critical patterns for the future scale. The Access Pattern Framework involves 4 steps. First, list all read and write patterns. Second, classify the data type, like relational or key value. Third, match the data archetype. Finally, validate for future scale. Design your data model for where your product will be in 2 years, not where it is today. A typical SaaS product uses all 3 core storage services simultaneously, each optimized for a specific role. This architectural view shows S3 for static content, RDS for complex transactional data, DynamoDB for high-speed lookups, and Elasticache for low-latency session data. In summary, Use S3 for files, RDS for relationships and queries, DynamoDB for scale and speed with known access patterns, and Elasticache for hot data and sub-millisecond reads. Remember, there is no single best database. The winning strategy is to choose the store that fits the pattern. Now that you've chosen the right data store, the next episode covers API gateway architecture and service design patterns. We will discuss how to design fast, secure, and scalable APIs, covering trade-offs like REST versus GraphQL and authentication at the gateway layer.